for another great week for the stable with 8 winners. The roll just keeps continuing, and we've got plenty of runners over the next couple of days and plenty of runners next week too. I'm just heading up to a lunch up in Scone for Sam Kavanagh, so looking forward to that. Obviously very sad as well. He's a great bloke, but we'll be up there just in time with my beautiful wife Andrea. Happy Valentine's Day too. I completely forgot. It's Valentine's Day. We might have to give her a share on one of the horses I see up there, because I have got nothing as always. So if you've got any questions, please put it in the question file. I won't see it, as I'm a typical male and can only do one thing at once.
Tap the button on the bottom right.
Tap the button on the bottom right. The straight joint, the newest, best information outlet in racing. Good to have them on. Right, so the 8 winners, let's go through them. You know you're going good when you can't even remember them, but 3 at Canterbury last Friday night. Scalable was very, very good. She came from an almost impossible position. I thought it was an excellent win. Schofield rode her, Chad, and she's possibly going to run next week in a 15-15 3 and 4 year old 64 at Canterbury. I think she'll be hard to beat there. Little Buyer, she's backing up again tonight, so it'll be 3 weeks at Canterbury in a row. Of course, the first week we didn't have much luck. She dropped the jockey on the way out of the gates, but she was very good last week. I think she's found an excellent race again tonight. Anna Roper rode her last week. She rides her tonight. And Swaysive made it 3 from 3. He's always a horse that has promised a lot, but he's never looked better. He looks great. He's a lot stronger than he's been, and it was a really dominant win with Jason Collett on. Then we get to Randwick on Saturday, where we had a treble, and it was fantastic. Point and Shoot was dominant. He was able to sit back. He actually missed the jump slightly, but he cruised up on the outside, and it was a very, very dominant win. Punton was second in that race too. I thought he had a fantastic first preparation, 4 starts, 3 wins, and to go straight to Saturday grade in his first preparation was phenomenal. And Highlights was very, very good. Smooth ride by Winona Costin. He was back in grade. I actually gave him a really good chance. I thought he wasn't quite fit enough to start before after a soft mile run, and he's a horse, Mr. Consistent. He always runs good races, so it's a bit of a question mark where we go next. We could possibly run next week, whether we sort of put him up and trip or down, I'm not too sure. His best form's definitely around that mile mark. Geez, getting tired now. So, and she's an A-lister, was just dominant. Did I mention she's an A-lister?
No, not yet.
She was able to sit back and smooth ride by Jason Collett. She's very, very good fresh. Saying that, there's not a whole heap of races coming up, so she's going to run again next week in a benchmark 94 1100 at Rosehill. Collett rides again. I think Within the Law was phenomenal for Derby. She sort of had to get right back from the wide gate, got out and made her run, and just found one slightly better on the day. But she's going to go to the Sweet Embrace in 2 weeks and 1 day, and I think she'll be very competitive there. Now, I'm waiting for my old mate Luke to come in. Haven't seen any requests. Luke.
Tell me a bit more about Within the Law. She's won how much?
Within the Law, so she's had 3 starts. She's won the 2 endless races, and she has won 973,000.
And
so
how much of that goes towards getting into the slipper?
not much goes towards getting into the slipper, so we will probably have to win the Sweet Embrace to get in the slipper. So I'd love to do that. I think she is very, very genuine. She was my big tip last week, and I thought she ran super. She really did put her best hoof forward. Of course, we had the English Classic Sale on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. We bought 5 horses. 4 are sold, and there's about 20% left in the Autumn Sun filly. If you're interested, please contact Georgia. We're actually going to go up and have a look at a couple of the breakers up at the Lewis Page at Scone. So they're definitely selling very quickly. If you're interested, Georgia at bakerracing.com.au. I think we're buying better horses. Jim's doing a phenomenal job, and I think we've got a great team, and we're really purchasing the right horses at the moment. I think that's showing on the track. We've also got 1 or 2 from New Zealand and Magic Millions left as well. So please have a look at the website and see what you can make of that. I'm still waiting for my mate Luke to come up.
Tell me about the Canto from New Zealand.
The Canto is a top quality colt. He looks racy and fast, and I think he's very nice. Georgia's online. Hello, Georgia. Hey, Rob. Good to have you on. Yeah, Point and Shoot showed more toe than a Roman Sandal. He is very fast. On a great winning streak. Keep it going. Now, Point and Shoot could possibly go to the Australian Guineas 2 weeks from tomorrow. Josh Parr's possibly going to ride him down there. So that's a bit of the plan. We've got 16 questions, more than ever. How did Pundin pull up after Saturday? Pulled up very well. He's gone for a break. We'll give him 4 or 5 weeks out. He'll come back over the winter. I think he'll be very competitive in Saturday grade. Mark Bowman, a question here. Lucky Andrea is driving because you drive a lot like a lot of your horses' tactics, dictate and dominate. And I do run into a few traffic problems and fines. But thank you, Mark. Were you guys off to a lunch up in Scone? When's Allegron returning? Funnily enough, he returned in the stable this week, Allegron. So really excited to have him back. As well as that, we had a nice filly, Owen Invincible, return to the stable. And on Monday, we actually have I Know a Star coming back. Of course, he won the 5 Diamonds Prelude, $1 million race. And Steffi Magnetica, of course, trialled yesterday, and she is going to head to the Canterbury Stakes first up. Wayne, do we buy an airfare for she's an A-lister on the 22nd? I think she'll definitely be hard. She's going to get back up to the stakes grade, no doubt about it. Macca, how did he done? Yeah, he's done hot 2, was probably the disappointment of the day. Never fired, he maybe overdid it with the winkers, but he's gone for a short break as well. Thoughts on Bonita Queen, we'll get to those. Outcast Alley Brad is going to trial shortly, and we'll get on to Perfumist. So, I don't know where Luke is. Hildo joined.
There we go. Hit the camera icon on the bottom right.
No, still can't find you. Got a lot of other requests to join. But righto, Luke. Here we are. How's it going at Warwick Farm Penitentiary today?
Well,
Now, Luke.
To our vet, we're just getting through a few donuts that you missed out on today.
Wow. Look. Hey, Valentine's Day shout. Now, Luke, I'm sure you've probably eaten lobby in my share, no problem at all. Wouldn't have touched the sides.
Yeah, definitely got into a few donuts this morning, and Alan, the vet, actually said he didn't need to buy as many because you weren't here.
Oh, I'm sure you made up for it. Now, tell me, where are you off to today? Another holiday, lifestyles of the rich and famous?
A little bit of time off. Got to take a little bit of break from Mr. Baker sometime. No, I'm off to Japan. So I'm off over there taking my son Hunter. We're going to Japan.
Yeah.
He's got his supporters hat on already.
Yeah. Hey, here we go. The main man. So tell us, how's Rachel going?
Yeah, it's going really well. She's, I think, won about maybe 10 or 11 races now and a couple of stakes races, and got another few group rides this weekend and a big group one next weekend. So with a trip to Saudi next weekend as well in the middle of it all. So a bit happening as well over there.
Is she riding in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, she's riding in a jockey challenge at Saudi on Friday.
Oh, fantastic. Jeez. Well, good luck, Luke. I hope you have a good time. Hey, you'll still be available on your phone because it's pretty much the same time zone.
Unfortunately, it's very close in time frame, so I'll be available
Righto.
on
Well,
WhatsApp.
let's get into it. We've got Canterbury. Let's kick off tonight. Of course, we've still got an hour or so for scratchings, but we kick off race 3, Magna Cat, Tyler Schiller, drawn gate 3.
Yeah, she is. I won't get too close to her because she can be cranky sometimes. But look, she was disappointing first up. She had an awful gate and nothing went right. So definitely looking for her to bounce back to her best form. If she can get back anywhere near her best form, which was a third to in a race with Bonita Queen in front of her. So if she can get back to that form, she's not out of a race like this, but she'll need to improve.
Yeah, and I think we can just put a line through that first up run. She was 5-6 deep the trip. It definitely didn't work out at all. I think it's an open race. She's not out of it. Race 4, Little Buyer, a couple of key scratchings in this race. She was dominant last week. If she runs up to that, I think she wins again, Luke.
Yeah, just played against Sam. Jump, lead, win. Hopefully, only a small field again. She's on the backup after the backup. But let's hope she can hold herself together and she should be very hard to beat again.
Race 7, Shillale. Now, there's a couple of scratchings here. He gets in a couple of gates. We're going to roll forward, but it's a big drop down in terms of what he's been in. Anna Roper takes 3 kilos off. She's riding well. I think he's well over the odds.
Yeah, his run was really good last start. He's back in grade. He gets a bit of weight, but gets the claim offset. And his run on the Gold Coast 2 starts ago was outstanding. So if we can reproduce that, he loves Canterbury and he loves the Friday night.
He does. He does. And so does Lobby and you with all those food carts.
My favourite part of the week. That's the only thing I'll be disappointed about not being there tonight, unfortunately.
Anyway, and so what have you got, Rachel, for Valentine's Day, Luke?
Me arriving in Japan. What more could you ask for? No.
Yeah, she's a lucky woman. Anyway, race 8, Ziggy, a couple of key scratchings. I think he's into favourite. We're debating whether we run, but we definitely do. Winona Costin's riding. We'll be able to roll forward. I think back to 1900 suits.
Yeah, definitely. He probably didn't just run out the 2400, even though he had a tough time of it. I think Canterbury will suit back to 1900. If he can just get a little bit of luck early and get a little bit of pace, he'll be strong late, so he's definitely a good chance.
Yeah, who have we got there?
This is Spring Lead.
Oh, Springley. We'll get to her soon. Well, should we do now? We can skip a couple of races. We'll go to the Expressway Stakes with Springley and Bonita Queen in an open race. Bonita Queen ridden by Ash Morgan, gate 4, Springley, gate 6. Claire Thinking's the favourite coming out of Highways. I think Bonita Queen will be able to roll forward, Luke, with Ash on. I think they're both third up. They're both third up at 1200, which is going to count for a lot. Bonita Queen undoubtedly would roll along at a good tempo. I think Bonita Queen could lead comfortably on her own. I think Spring Lead could get a good run and they'll go quick enough. And she's been in races they haven't quite gone quick enough, and first up was a wet track. Luke, how do you see her?
Yeah, I think they both should get races run to suit. Bonita Queen likes to dictate out in front, and Spring Lee likes to sit off a strong tempo. So they're both going to suit each other. And Bonita Queen, first time at the 1200 last start, was really honest. She tried really hard. She drops a lot of weight. She's going to give a lot of cheek and be in front for a long way. And hopefully the stalker is Spring Lee. They both can run really well. The mare's in good form.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot between them. I think Bonita Queen is ready to run a race of her career. Likewise, Spring League too. I think she just hasn't quite got things her own way. I think they're both great chances in a ride in the race there. We'll kick off again at Randwick race. We've got 3 runners: Chingatore drawn gate 1, Father's Day 12, and Sandpaper 13. I think Chingatore was very good last time from gate 1. He's going to do no work, probably second or third pair behind the leader. Father's Day will roll forward. He was really game last time. I think he probably needs further now. And likewise, Sandpaper, his work on Monday was outstanding. I think he's improved from that last run. It's going to be tough to turn it around on the favourite, but I'm confident he's going to run as good, if not better. I think Sandpaper's a really good chance. I think Chingatore's not out of it.
Yeah, Sandpaper was outstanding last start, as was Chingatore, and here he is here in those Derby colours. And yeah, he's still got a tricky gate to contend with, but he was brilliant out of the gates the other day, so he'll roll forward and put himself right up on the speed. Father's Day, as you said, will need further, and Chingatore is as honest as ever and got a much better draw from one. So I think we've got 3 live chances in the front half of the field.
Yeah, I think, I like Sandpaper tomorrow, though. I think he can really run well. We get into race 5, the Expressway. Funnily enough, the only horse with fitness in the 6-horse race is I Own a Merc. Luke, pop quiz. I've won the Expressway twice. Who with?
Well, one of them was very early on in my tenure with you, and that was Overpass. And
Yeah.
I would have to say Music Magnate was the other one.
Correct. Well done. 2 out of 2. There we go. And hopefully we can make it 3 times lucky. I Own a Merc, he's going super. There is a fair bit of rain forecast, possibly. Really varying in terms of the amounts in Sydney. So if it did get wet, I'm sure that fitness will be more of a help than otherwise. But Drawn Gate 2, Josh Parr on, how do you see it?
Yeah, look, it's going to be a little bit of battle of tactics with a small field and not sort of genuine leaders in the race. But I don't think it'll be unsuitable for him. He's drawn a good gate to be able to put himself where he's comfortable. He likes those races when he can get a little bit of a soft run in transit. He's really tough late.
He's not out of it. Obviously, up against Jolie Star. I think Magic Time's a big chance in the race. I think it's a tough ask, but he's going super. He's at a rating now that we've got to throw him in these better class races. Okay, the Trisco Stakes we've done. On to the Light Fingers Stakes. Going to be busy late afternoon Saturday. Luke, race 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up to race 7, Dance to the Boom. Drawn 15. There's one scratching already. She's into 14. Karen McAvoy rides. How do you see her?
She's a lovely filly. It's going to be tricky from the gate, but I have no doubt whatever she does Saturday, she'll be better next time. Hopefully goes on to the surround after that. But she's can't do anything more than what she's been doing. She's 3 from 3. She's still getting better, untapped, and we haven't seen the best of her. She's an exciting filly.
Yeah, and she trialled great. She's going well. She's kept improving. Up against some outstanding fillies, the best in the country here, no doubt about it. But I think she's a very, very promising filly, and she's very genuine, great attitude, and I think she can run a good race. She is Georgia Griffin's tip of the weekend. So GG is on Dance to the Boom, and she will be dancing if she can win. But just an awkward gate. We're going to need luck, and it's hard to know quite how the track plays. Within the Law was nearly good enough to overcome it last week, but it can make it hard unless it gets very wet and out deep. Okay, race 8, Apollo Stakes, Arapaho, Via Festina, B, Chow Wolf. Can he do it? Can he knock off David and Goliath? Can he do the unthinkable?
Definitely that. It is David versus Goliath, Arapaho versus these guys. But look, he couldn't be going any better. Regardless of what happens tomorrow, he's in for an outstanding prep. His trial was spot on. He only had the one trial, so he's going to take plenty of benefit out of that. But he's got some nice targets this autumn, and I definitely think he's going to be a force to reckon with as he gets up in trip.
Yeah, and I think he's going really well. He had a long time off into the first up run last preparation, so he never fired at all. But actually, first up previously, he's run half a race where he hasn't been beaten too far against some of these really good horses. Obviously, it's not going to be tomorrow, but if he can sit sort of third, fourth, he can run okay first up. He's not going to be competing with Fangirl and the likes, but I think he's going well. Once he gets up to 2,000, even the tanker at 24, he'll be spot on. Right, then we get into a couple of our great performers over the last month or two. Race 9, Disneck, Gate 12, Roper. I think the favourite is staying in Melbourne, as I'm picking they are. And he's going to have to get back. He's got drawn gate 12. He's going to get back from that gate anyway, and we just hope they go quick enough up front. His run last time was excellent. He sort of got back and didn't quite get into the clear and open. He was only beaten a length, but he ran home excellent sectionals. He's never looked better. Have a look at him. He's a horse that's just continued to thrive. He's a horse that we've struggled to get looking good throughout a lot of his career. I think if he gets circumstances right again, he's a big drop in weight, drop in grade. I think he's well over the odds. Luke?
I think if the rain stays away, he wins, Bjorn. He's my best of the weekend, as long as we can stay on a firmish track. I think he was outstanding last start. It was very much against back and wide, and he overcame a bias to run a super race. I think if he gets a touch of luck early, he'll become steaming down the outside and he'll win tomorrow.
Yeah, I give him a big chance. Disneck. Hopefully he can make it fourth this preparation. And we go to a horse trying to make it 5 in a row in the last. Race 10, Perfumist, not drawn 9, and a Roper on. Quite possibly. I think she'll go super. Her work during the week has been outstanding. Luke, how do you see it?
Yeah, a little bit tricky from the gate. She's going to need a little bit of luck, but she's been just overcoming circumstances lately. And as you said, her work on Tuesday was outstanding. She could not be going any better. And she's just getting the slicks tyres changed for tomorrow. But she's so relaxed at the moment, looks great, and it's going to take a power of beating again.
And it's one thing about some of these horses at the moment. Perfumist has never looked better. She continued to improve throughout the preparation. She looks bigger and stronger, and her coat is absolutely glowing. So I'm confident she can run a good race again. It looks a really, really good race on paper for her, and I think it's a very winnable race. So she is Lobby's tip. Race 9, Disney, Luke Hilden's tip. Race 7, Lightfingers Stakes, Dance to the Boom, Georgia Griffin's tip. And race 4, named after the great Australian sporting incident, Sandpaper, is my tip. I think he can run well. Right, we've got a couple of questions, and we'll finish off. Sapphire Rose, she is a very promising Blue Point filly, won a trial for my racehorse and a team of my owners. She's about to resume pre-training, I think, either next week or the week after. Really looking forward to getting her back. The Blue Point's a top class. What a Legacy is a very nice colt. What do you think of him, Luke?
Yeah, he's a really nice colt. He's doing a great job. He's got a super attitude. It's going to take him a long way.
Yeah, and a half to Benedetta, so he's got a really good pedigree. And so looking at the backpack, Luke, you've got the Foyaga backlift. Hi, Jenny. Got a question here. Star of Medici. He's a nice horse. He's coming along well. We're looking at trialling, I think, this week or the week after. Tuesday. So we'll get a bit of an idea. I'm not sure he's quite fully developed at this stage. I think he's going to improve in the next preparation for Vardy Thoroughbreds after. Don, now, a couple of questions. Luke, who can we back with confidence next week? We've just had a question about Don Pedro, Big Bad Don.
He'll be on Wednesday, Warwick Farm, back-to-back Big Don. Stay at the 1400, blinkers on.
Blinkers on. He was good last time. He is quite possibly the quietest horse I've ever had anything to do with. He's an absolute legend. And I think he'll be a legend on the track Wednesday. He's done. Hot's gone to the paddock. Off the scone. Legron. Righto, Luke. Any others to watch during the week?
I think we've got a number of nice runners next Friday night, including Swaysive, who's been in some rare form at the moment. Namaste, I think, might be able to break his maiden next week. So they're ones to look out for next Friday.
Now, give us what you know as Japan, Rachel. Can you give us a little bit of a shout out to Rachel in Japanese?
Konnichiwa, Rachel-san. Watashi wa Luke desu.
Yeah. Right, well, have a great trip. That's very good, Luke.
Thanks, Bjorn.
Kinga. See
I'm
you,
getting
mate.
told
See
to
you,
go.
folks. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you.